Hey guys, it's ML Since here, and today I'm going to be using what if Naruto used Uzumaki clan techniques. Before we start the video, quick shout out to Toxie Salamander for suggesting the Falcon or Eagle summon. That's actually the one I'm going with. It's a multi-eagle summoning, so like different kinds of eagles, like the Harvey Eagle, the Stellar Sea Eagle, and that kind of thing. But yeah, so without further ado, roll the intro. Naruto, along with his squad, appeared on top of the Hokage monument. Okay guys, I need to tell you a couple of things. 1. The Academy test is to check to see if you have what it takes to be a Genin. 2nd, tomorrow is a real Genin test, so eat as much as you can. You'll need all the strength you can get, Naruto said. No way! Sakura screeched. Nino just nodded in agreement. We need to be dieting! Okay, Naruto said, but it's your funeral. We will have introductions if you pass the test tomorrow, so I won't bother explaining who I am, and you don't need to tell me who you are. Because you might not pass the test tomorrow, and depends on a couple of things, so doodles. Time skip. The next day, the Hokage's office. Team Asuna, Team Kurnai, Team Guy, Kakashi, Hiruzen, the clan heads, and the civilian council were all there. They were watching Naruto's potential team through a large-scale variant of Hiruzen's ball. I wonder what his test will be, Kurnai wondered. The other people around the room mumbled something along the same lines. Base of the Hokage monument. Okay team, this is an assassination and espionage squad, so you'll need to be silent, effective, and untraceable. Your target is a box of dango. I know this may sound weird, but it will all be explained later on. It is being guarded by a Tokubetsu Jonin named Anko Mitarashi, one of the most sadistic people in the Konoha. You can usually find her at the dango shop in about 20 minutes, where she will purchase her dango and then leave, going to the Falling Leaves tea shop. Normally she would meet up with her best friend Kurnai Yuki, but Kurnai will not be here today. You will have to get the box of dango and play keep away for the entire day. You will not have time to eat or rest. Now can you see why I said to eat? Oh, and a word of advice, if you get caught, she will torture you. So use every scrap of teamwork you can muster, because you really do not want to be caught by Anko. Lastly, while being tortured, try to tell her your number that I will give you. It's a combination of numbers and letters, but she will torture you to 1 for fun and 2 to get the combination out of you. This is a scenario in which if you are caught, that is a scenario in which the mission went wrong. You were caught and tortured. So that seems to be about it. Anyways, meet me on top of Lord Force's head at 6:30. Jana. Oh, and by the way, guys, Jana means see ya. So I will actually leave a list of, if you don't understand anything I say in this video, like if it's in Japanese, it'll probably be in like the comments down below. So, not comments, I mean just video description. But anyway, back to the video. Naruto's head before disappearing in a wind-style body flicker. Hokage's office. Hiruzen, all the Jonin, and a few clan heads were paling. Guy-sensei, he said, who's this Anko character? And why does it seem she is very unyouthful? Guy was about to explain, but Kakashi spoke up sooner. Anko Mitarashi is a student of Ibiki Moreno, and a huge sadist. He's very possessive of her dango, and once a spy made her drop her dango on the floor. A day later, they found what was left of him in a pile outside one of the training grounds. She had literally poisoned and then cut him into small pieces. So basically, sending his team to go after her and steal her dango is suicide. She'll probably torture them first and then kill them, Kakashi said. When we turned back to the giant globe, it was a different scene. Naruto was leaning against a dark wall in an alley. The shadows seemed to wrap around him, making it so that all you could see was his blue eyes, which gleamed in the darkness. After a couple of seconds, Anko walked in. Don't worry, I won't hurt your little Genin too much, Otuo. Good, though with Ino and Sakura, they're in for a rude awakening if you don't get rid of this fangirl mentality. So I think a level 3 or 4 cold reality genjutsu would do, Naruto said. Anko's eyes widened. It's that bad? Aren't you worried I'll break them? To answer your first question, yes it is. And for your second question, A branch of a tree that does not bend in the wind will snap. If they cannot handle the pressure, then they have no business being a part of the great tree that is Konoha's ninja force. Also, as of right now, they do not hold a belief in the will of fire. They do not treat the village inhabitants and their comrades like family, and that is unacceptable. I will step in a couple of times, but otherwise, no holds barred, but just don't kill him. Will do, Oto Uto, Uncle said. Well then, Jan-Ni-san, Naruto said before disappearing into shadows. They seemingly receded back to their normal position, leaving with a pair of fading blue azure eyes that seemed suspended in midair. After a couple of seconds, they were gone. Uncle shook her head in amazement. Even though I've seen it before, his Cheshire body flicker never failed to impress me. The Cheshire Cat of Konoha. Fits him well, she said before turning around and leaving. Team 7's perspective. Raven in position, Sasuke said into his earpiece. Cherry Blossom in position, Sakura said. Platinum in position, Ino said. 1 hour later. Sasuke had been forced away from Ino and Sakura. Good riddance. Those two would probably botch it for me, Sasuke muttered. Oh really? A voice said. Sasuke whipped around, holding a kunai, and looked for whoever spoke. Over here. Sasuke looked towards the voice and saw something partially come out of the wall. The weird thing was that the shadows seemed to be pulled towards the figure, cloaking it from view. The only thing Sasuke could see was a brilliant white smile. Do you want to know what really happened the night of the Uchiha massacre? Or what happened after you were knocked out, the figure said. Tell me what happened, Sasuke demanded. He was quite surprised. Not only he and Itachi knew that Itachi had knocked him out. He'd been found unconscious later, but people assumed it was from the trauma. I can't tell you, but I can show you. Oh, and call me Cheshire. You'll figure who I am out later. The figure said, placing its index finger on Sasuke's head. Memory. In Sasuke's head, Sasuke saw himself being knocked out from a different perspective. Itachi then turned toward the figure and said a couple of things about keeping Sasuke safe and away from Danzo. Itachi shed a single tear and walked away. Memory end. So, now what are you going to work for? The figure asked. All you really have to work for is to get strong as Itachi and protect the village. That's what he would want, wouldn't it? After all, that's why he killed the Uchiha clan. To protect the village. Even though the order may not have come from someone trustworthy, he saw it as a way to protect everything he held dear. Sasuke nodded for a second, then his eyes morphed into the one-Tomi Sharingan. He had a look of determination on his face. He briefly nodded and then raced off to go find Ino and Sakura. The Hokage's office. Everyone except for Hiruzen was staring with shock at what just happened. They'd all just seen Naruto cement Sasuke's bonds to the village, and, on top of that, somehow disillusion him from going to go and find Itachi. Back with Ino and Sakura. They were tied to logs in the middle of one of the training grounds. Outside, on the outside they were physically fine, but in their minds they were being forced to watch what would happen if they didn't train, and if they got captured. This was a cold reality genjutsu. Naruto and Anko had created it, originally as a torture genjutsu. It would show the target what would happen unless they gave up information. After playing around with it, they had adapted to work on fangirls to completely destroy the mentality. There are 4 levels to it. They got increasingly more bloody as the levels went up. I wonder if Sasuke will show up for his teammates. Probably not, Anko thought. Hey! A voice yelled, and multiple shurikens flew at Anko, pushing her away from Ino and Sakura. Sasuke quickly untied them and took off his backpack and threw it as far away from them as he could. At the same time, taking off with Sakura and Ino. Anko smelled the dango in the bag and dashed at it. When she opened the bag, she saw a dango box, but it was a different size. Clever Gaki, Anko thought. He knew I'd be able to smell the dango and go after it. But this isn't the actual target, so he got away with his team and the actual target. Anko quickly ate the dango. No use in letting it go to waste, she thought, and then ran after the team. Multiple hours and numerous close calls later. Team 7 was faced with a dilemma. Sasuke was poisoned by this huge eagle. Well, it wasn't exactly large, but it was normal sized, but to them it seemed quite large. Sakura had identified it as a eagle before collapsing from the poison. They didn't have enough time to get her to the hospital and get to the Hokage monument. Flashback. Team 7 had just lost Anko again when Naruto showed up. They were in one of the training fields. Naruto had performed some hand signs and then summoned a harpy eagle. He had flown at Sakura and slashed her with its claws before poofing away. The skin around the slash mark had immediately started turning purple. Naruto had then left, and Anko had appeared, chasing them to a secluded spot in the forest, with lots of flowers. Flashback end. Hey, Ino. How well do you know flowers? Sasuke had asked. Pretty well, Ino said, looking at Sasuke, and Sasuke noticed that she wasn't fawning over him. Sakura had also been like this before she had passed out. Whatever had happened to them, Sasuke liked this new change. Well, I was thinking, if you had a sample of the poison and some flowers to neutralize it, could you? Ino immediately caught onto the idea and rushed about for a few minutes. She came back with an armful of flowers, and Sasuke pulled out a small vial with some clear liquid in it. Ino analyzed it for a few seconds before grabbing a bowl and pouring some liquid into it. From what I remember, birds don't have spit, but they do lick their claws, or some eagles at least. So it might be safe to say that while one cure might work one day, it won't the next day, because of the bacteria in the spit. Eagle summons are especially finicky, because some of them use poison, but some don't. So basically, we need to create a digestible disinfectant, Ino said. She then used a flower press to juice all the flowers before pouring them into a bowl. After adding a few flowers, she would pour it away again and try again. After about 10 minutes, the conclusion turned green. Perfect, Ino said. She would have shouted, but she didn't want to alert Anko as to where they were. She then poured the solution away and prepped a concoction entirely of flower juice. Then she poured into Sakura's mouth, and after a few minutes, the purple coloring around Sakura's wound faded, and she woke up and started spitting out a green solution. It was the exact color of the concoction that Ino created, with the presumed eagle saliva mixed in. So I'm guessing the color green means neutralized, Sasuke said. Yeah, Ino said. When you add the eagle saliva, I think that's what it is, to the concoction, it turns green if it's been neutralized. Okay, Sasuke said. Now we get to the Hokage monument. He picked up Sakura and supported her weight while they both jumped off to the Hokage monument. Anko and Naruto were there waiting for them, and they arrived with 10 seconds to spare. Congrats, guys! You successfully passed the test. Couple of things to do now. 1. Give Anko her dango, Naruto said. Sasuke pulled out the dango and gave it to Anko, who waved and then left. And 2. Meet at the Uzumaki clan compound tomorrow at 7 o'clock sharp. I have something to give each of you, and then we'll go and get our team uniform. 3. I am sure you have all heard about D-rank missions. At this point, all the people in Hokage Tower had already left. Well, for this team, we will not be going on these missions. So for the next month, we will be training to go on higher rank missions, because we don't really need D ranks. After that, we will primarily be going on high C ranks to mid B rank missions. This is because we are a primarily assassination estimated team. This means that you'll have to take lives more often and fight enemy shinobi more often. But we do come across a lot more missing nins. The way to think about taking a life is that it's to protect your village and friends. Also, we will mainly be going bounty hunting, so basically we'll be hunting down missing nin from various countries. The bounty hunting missing nin is fun because they give you a good fight, and neither side is softening their blows. I know this may sound odd, but you will understand later. Okay, now, from what we know, we will be going training tomorrow. So, from now, we are dismissed, and we are now, from now on, Team Kawa, the bark that protects the tree of Konoha from the shadows. Dismissed. Hokage Tower, an hour later. Hey Jiji-sama, Naruto said cheerfully. How's the trader Mizuki doing with Anko? Well, Naruto, Hiruzen said. He was telling them everything after about 12 minutes with Anko. Oh, and by the way, we will be paid for mid-B rank missions for capturing that trader. Okay. Later, Gigi-sama, Naruto said before walking out of the office. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. See you all later. Bye.